Right. What about the slide? Visible? Is my sharing visible?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. Okay, I'll proceed. So this problem we have discussed in the last class, right? A very simple problem. The application of the formula is simple. You understand the problem, whatever problem it is given, right? So here the two rods. Briefly I'll explain again this problem. Two rods with different materials. Obviously, the heat transfer will be different because the heat transfer, conduction heat transfer based on the thermal conductivities. Hence, the materials having different thermal conductivities, right? To reach this particular temperature, what is the distance of this rod? It is the question, right? Now, we have done this. So I repeated this analysis, whatever analysis we have done for the Finn equation, right? From that, the final, the end temperature profile is this, right? If you substitute in place of T 120, and these are the constant values because this T0 is not also given, right? And this 120 is equal to, in place of mx, that particular distance, and this x is particular distance, and the m1 is different because the k1 is changing. M is equal to root over hp by ka. Whatever parameter is changing, definitely you have to put m1 and m2s for different materials, right? So for this, it happened like this. So this is if I substitute the first case distance and the first m1, and if I substitute m2, because the material I said it is different, L, this is supposed to be calculated, right? If I equate these two, because this is 120 and this is 120, these two equations can be equated. The same thing we did here. So these parameters gets cancelled, right? We'll get the L value relation in terms of m1 by m2, and this m1 is equal to this one, m2 is equal to this one, right? I need to find out the m1 by m2, right? M1 by m2 means these values after cancellation you will get in terms of thermal conductivities. As we know, the thermal conductivity is K2 and K1. We will get this ratio, and this ratio, if we substitute here, you will get the value of L. Right? That's the thing we have discussed in the last class. Again, I'll move to this problem. Right? This is, I said I did not. I forgot to mention here that this is a short fin. Right? Short fin is tip is insulated. Don't worry. In the exam also, the condition will be given. The tip is insulated here, right? So for that case, you need to calculate all the parameters. He's asking you to determine the temperature at the tip, right? So if it is a short fin, right? Next, perimeter you can calculate because it is a rectangular fin. If it is in the circular shape, the perimeter will change. Right? Because this is the diameter, pi d. You will get the perimeter with different perimeter will get if you get the circular. That is another case. If it is a plain wall, then the perimeter 2 into y plus b, the b plus y. It depends upon the geometry. At the same time, cross sectional area also pi by 4 d square it becomes pi by 4 d square. If it is a circular rod, right? So here we need to calculate the temperatures at the tips, right? We know that we already derived this. Q fin is equal to root over HPK into T naught TA, right? This temperature is known. These values are known. 10 HML M value I can calculate root over H by Kp because all these things are available, and these temperature differences are given. So I'll get kilojoule per hour. So I can convert it into kilojoule per second in watts, right? We know the temperature profile. I supposed to calculate this temperature. This temperature is nothing but Tx, right? At a particular distance or at the mid plane, let us say mid plane, the x is equal to L by 2. This total length is L, and here it is L by 2. Right? At this point, he is asking you to calculate the temperature. Right? At x is equal to L, we'll get something. The temperature is at this tip. If I want to calculate, the question is at the tip, he is asked to calculate this. For example, if I want to calculate at the middle, at x is equal to L by 2. That means in place of this x, we substitute L by 2. That's all. At that particular point, you will get the temperature. Right? Because the L is given. What is L? 0.05 meters. Right? If we make it half, where x is equal to L by 4, let us assume. L by 4 at a particular distance here. Somewhere here from leading edge. Then the temperature we can see. Right? So this is the way you can calculate temperature at any point on this fin. It could be at this point. It could be at this point or at this point, at this point. The temperature profile we can find till the end of the tip. So the temperatures are not uniform. This will change. This is the way you have to proceed for doing this problem. And this is another problem. If you see here, to identify the problem, whether which case it is, a 5 mm thick and 45 mm long, it's based on a plate which is maintained at 125 degrees centigrade. The ambient temperature is 25 degrees centigrade. The thermal conductivity is given and heat transfer coefficients also given. Right, but I don't know which case it is. He is asking you to calculate the temperature at the end of the fin. That means he is asking you to calculate the temperature at this point, at the end of the fin, at x is equal to L. Temperature at the middle of the fin. This is 45, right? So 22.5. At the middle, we have to calculate. At this point, temperature we need to calculate. But what case I don't know, right? So heat dissipated by the fin. Is asking you to calculate the heat dissipated by the fin. Heat dissipating means this is not insulated. That means some heat is being dissipated from here. That is the intention, actually. Right? So from the question itself, we can understand that this is the third case. Heat dissipated by the fin. Right? So sometimes you will hurry about it. That the which case he has not given. Read the complete question, so that in the question it has given. Right? So we cannot do it together in two cases. Right? So here the required H value is given, in thermal conductivity is given. Anyway, this thickness is given. He is asking you per unit width, per meter width, per unit width. Width is 1. Thickness is given, but width is 1, let us say. For unit width, he is asking you to calculate. Right? So this is ambient temperature 25 degrees centigrade and fin base temperature is 125 degrees centigrade. Here, the T0, this T0. Right. So this is third case because it is heat dissipated at the tip. So we assume this as third case. In this, we can write the given data. Right. This is the temperature profile. Temperature profile, complete temperature profile. I strongly stress you that you don't need to remember or mug up this equation. Directly you can use data book. Right. So now at x is equal to L. This is the equation at x is equal to L. If you substitute in place of at x is equal to L, this will be deduced like this. Right? You can calculate M. Unit width. He has given unit width. Right? After that unit width, because P and Y are the thickness and width. Width is given unity. He asked you to assume it as unity, so that you will get the M value like this. Right? Next, you can find out the ML. Why ML? We have to substitute here. The product ML is needed. See, M is not different, L is not different. The product is different. This is inside this. Sin Hx. It is sin H is a function of this. Right? So you separately, you should not calculate. Together you have to calculate. You will get this. After substituting here, you will get the temperature L. TL. TL means at a distance x is equal to L, I have to substitute in place of in the original equation I have to substitute in place of x, I have to substitute L so that I acquire this equation. Right. After acquiring, I know the m values. Right. If I substitute m into the L product, that product if I substitute here, I'll get the temperature. This temperature is 66 degrees centigrade. Right. What is this 66 degrees centigrade? That 66 degrees centigrade is at this point, at the tip. Here the temperature is 66 degrees centigrade. Again, the same question is asking you to calculate the temperature at the middle of the fin. So whatever process you have done in the previous case, in this case, in place of x is equal to L, you supposed to substitute x is equal to L by 2. X is equal to L by 2. See, this is the case. You have to substitute in place of x is equal to L by 2, so that you will get ml. You know already you have calculated, right? L is different, L by 2 is different, right? Anyway, ml by 2 you can calculate, but in the denominator in some cases ml you will get, because ml by calculation of ml by 2 is not difficult. If you divide it by 2, you will get it. It's not an issue, right? Again, only thing is in this x you substitute L by 2, so this will be the deduced equation. So this Tx I said, right? The Tx is equal to L by 2. After substituting and calculating, in the calculator also I tell one technique. Don't type all these things at a time. Calculate this functional value once. Write another step. Calculate this, multiply this, and then calculate these values separately. Like that, you keep on increasing the steps on your notebook. Calculate from the separate directly, and you will get wrong sometimes because of some bracket and all. You may get the wrong values. So you have done the correct procedure entirely, unless you get the right answer. What happens? No meaning, right? So this is 80.14. You got 80.14. Previously you got some 66. At the end of the tip, you got the 60 degrees centigrade. That means what happens? Along the length, this is the temperature profile. Let us say this is L, and this is TB somewhere, or T naught. Right, along the length, what happens? The temperature reduces like this. Right, the fin base temperature is 125 degrees here, and somewhere at the middle it is, I got some 88. At the tip, it was 66. Suppose if we increase this length, the temperature may further reduce. Right, this is the significance of this problem. Whether whatever problem we are doing, that is right or wrong, we have to cross check it. Suppose if you got here 66, here if you get 50, that is wrong, something wrong. It cannot be possible, because the temperature cannot come down and increase and again come down. That is not at all a fin, right? So this significance, whether the problem is correct or not, you have to check according to this logic. This is the problem of it. Now, this problem is related to the fin efficiency, because I want to cover all the models, right? So a steel rod, we have a steel rod, 12 mm in diameter and 60 mm in length. This is a rod, and this diameter is 12 mm, and this length is given 60 mm, right? With an insulated end is insulated. Clearly as given, end is insulated. That is short fin, right? And it is to be used as some spine or something else, whatever application it could be. It is exposed to surrounding with a temperature, and this is exposing to the surroundings with 60 degrees centigrade. The base temperature is 95 degrees centigrade. Fin base, let us say. Right? Find the efficiency. The thermal conductivity is given 32. Heat transfer coefficient given 55 watt per meter square. Right. The fin efficiency we need to calculate. At the same time, the temperature at the edge of this spine, at the edge, what is the temperature at this point? The heat dissipation, how the heat is being dissipated, right? So these are the things we need to calculate. Fin efficiency, as I said, actual to the Q fin with divided by Q maximum. Suppose it is, if it is insulated at tip, I discussed, I'll go back. See here. For this second case, this is the thing, I do it, and then this is the final obtained one for the insulated tip, right? So that equation I used here, the same equation I used, yeah, the same equation I have used here. This is the tan HML, right? M I can calculate, as I know H value, perimeter I know, perimeter I said 5D because it is a circular object, circular rod. This perimeter I need to calculate, right? Next 5/4 D square cross sectional area, right? You will get the M value. Substitute that M here. L is known, 60 mm, convert it into meters, 0.6, right? Substitute here, you'll get fin efficiency, 62.18%, 62.18, sorry. Right. That is one question. Second question, it is clear that the tip is insulated, temperature profile equation will get it directly from data book, or if you remember, it doesn't matter. Right. What is asking you to calculate? He is asking you to calculating this temperature. Right. Tx is asking you to calculate at a particular distance at 0.06 mm. X is equal to L you put. See, this is the equation. If you put X is equal to L, this becomes 1 and this is M value no, L value no. So that you can get the TL at a particular length. Right? Next, what is the heat dissipated? Heat dissipated, this is the equation. You get confused about it. Right? What does it mean? Root over HP K into area of cross section into tan HML into ML. Already we derived it. Right? That equation you have to solve. After simplifying, you will get the same only. And then in place of M, if you put root over HP by K, you will get the same. Root over HP K. Our equation also. I'll go back to that also if you want. This is the case. See, this Q fin is equal to this. You use this equation, you'll get the fin. Or something like that, whatever he has used also correct. Just simplification. Right? So with this problem, I'll end up with these fins. Right? These are the simple and most the model problems. Right? The problem cannot be you cannot get the exact model problem because the numbers may change, whatever the parameters may change. But you must remember the concept, you must know the approach. I generally don't explain this many problems. One problem and remaining assignments. Right? So the giving assignments is not possible to you. That is the reason I am putting some effort to put a number of problems. Right? So this is the end of this steady state heat transfer with this. Right? Quickly, if you have any questions, let me know. And I start the what it call unsteady state conduction today, and tomorrow it will be finished. At the same time, try to download the data book, Raman heat transfer data book. Tomorrow in conduction, how the data book can be used, I'll discuss. Conduction, convection, everything, in every unit, you need not to remember any equation or any formula for the doing problem. You can directly use it, right? Somebody can download it, and the same edition can be continued for all. Right? So any questions? Any? Any question?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any method to store the energy without any loss with respect to the temperature, with respect to the time?
With respect to the, I didn't get you. Once again, repeat it.
Is there any method to store the energy?
Which energy? Heat energy.
Heat energy also, anything energy, sir. Like
Energy is a different concept. For example, if I want to store the solar energy, I need to go for the solar collectors like that. Right. Our ultimate intention is we have to transfer the heat to the surroundings, which is not required. Right. In heat transfer, our ultimate aim is to transfer heat, whether it is for a useful purpose or whether it is not using also.
yes, sir.
Right. So our intention is to transfer, for example, engine only. From engine, I should not maintain too much of heat because there will be a thermal failure. So for that reason, what I need to do, I need to take away the heat from the engine.
Yes, sir.
Right. The whatever engine which is coming out, heat which is coming out, you can reuse it. That is called as waste heat recovery.
Yes, sir.
Right. For example, in the thermal power plants, from chimney, the exhaust gases will come out. Right. Whatever exhaust gases, we don't need to leave it. We can use a technique called as waste heat recovery.
Sir, that's why only I'm telling the asking that is that any method to store energy a particular time
There are many methods. That's what the heat recovery
without
technique.
without any lossing in temperature with respect to time, sir.
According to the second law of thermodynamics, whatever heat you give, what is the efficiency? Tell me. Mostly it is 35%.
Yes, sir.
65% of heat is being lost.
Yes, sir.
Right. So whatever 100% heat input we are giving, right, that is not 100% it is in converting. It is converting into mostly 35%. That's all. The Rankine cycle, it is given around 37 to 40% steam power plant. Remaining 60% is lost. That is the reason we people have to do some research to performance or what we call efficiency improvement technique.
Yes, sir.
For example, in the gas turbine, you people have studied gas turbines. In gas turbine, normal gas turbine plant is there, and the reheating regeneration plant is there. Anyway, reheating is you are providing multi turbines. Leave it. What is regeneration plant? Regeneration plant means in gas turbines, whatever exhaust gases you are getting, whatever exhaust gases, I'll come to it. So here, this is the let us say compressor, and this is the turbine, and here the atmospheric air is entering, and here there is a combustion chamber, right? And turbine, you will produce some work in the generator, it will be stored, right? The exhaust gases will coming out. Open cycle gas turbine. This is the cycle. Right? So I don't want to waste this heat because these are the flue gases, hot gases. So in the regeneration, what we do, these exhaust gases we not allow to leave into the atmosphere, but we'll provide a heat exchanger here. Somewhere here, I use another color. Somewhere here, we provide a heat exchanger. Right? This will be like this, and this will be like this. And this will be moving in this direction. This will be moving in this direction. These gases will be, let us at 300 degrees centigrade, and this compressed air is at 40 degrees centigrade. When these two are in contact, the exchange of heat is being taking place from this hot flue gases to this. So that what happens here, the heat supplied in the combustion reduces. Since the efficiency is the work done divided by heat supplied. Right. To increase this efficiency, either we have to increase this work output or we have to decrease this heat transfer. Right. There are two options. Right. So what we are doing here, the heat supply in the combustion chamber we are reducing. So if it is reducing means what happens? The efficiency, it is increasing. Right. So as you said, this is one of the heat recovery technique. Whatever exhaust gases we are leaving, that is not simply leaving, we are utilizing by providing a regenerator, that is also called a heat exchanger. Understood? So this kind of techniques, there are many techniques. This is one of the heat recovery technique.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any questions? Shall I move to the new topic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right. So the new topic, the last topic in the conduction unit. Don't bother about it because the conduction and convection units are big large units. Okay. Convection, it goes with forced and natural convection. That is no problem. But some cases are different there. That will be easy. But conduction, it is different. Conduction, it is different, right? So let us see these also. Unsteady state conduction. So far we have seen the steady state conduction. Very simple. Here there are three types: lumped analysis and Heisler charts, which will be used with the help of the data books, and error functions. Error functions kuda data books tano cheyali. Kindly mute yourself, dear students. Yeah. Right. The unsteady state heat transfer. What is unsteady state? We define. That means the steady state is nothing but it is independent of time. Unsteady state is nothing but dependent time. With respect to time, we have to study here, right? So let us see here. These are some examples I can see here. The transient, the unsteady or transient, both are same. Okay. Next step. It is a function of some x, y, z, and t. In previous steady state case, only x, y, z only. T is not there. It is function of time also. The temperature is a function of time also, according to the time. It varies with respect to time. Simply you remember this. So you don't need to bother about the in-depth of this. So whatever required for your undergraduation, I'm teaching. So that those basics will be helpful to the post-graduation. There will be big mathematical equations. You will have to solve those, right? So the cooling of ice engines example, because the cooling of ice engine not a at a time process. It takes a lot of time. So you have circulate the water, right? It slowly cools. For example, our car engine. Let us take our car engine. Radiator is used to circulate the cooling water. If you take your bike engine, convection heat transfer is taking place, but at a time the bike engine will not cool. Suppose if you go some distance and come and stop your bike at your shed, and you just touch note the temperature, you don't get the same temperature throughout this, right? Slowly it reduces. Immediately the temperature will not reduce. Automobile engines, heating and cooling of metal billets, some metals, like let us say as shown here, copper and all. Heat treatment of metals, quenching. We have studied in normalizing and quenching, all those things in our material science. Because the unsteady state purely it applicable to the metals and material studies. Next, starting in the stopping of various exchange units of power installations. Next, brick burning. Brick burning is not a steady state. It is a steady state. There are number of applications. Few have been mentioned here, right? So here two cases. This is one case, and this is one case, right? So if you heat the ball, copper ball or metal, right? It will be having uniform temperature, more or less. There will be some 1 or 2 degrees. It doesn't matter, right? So that uncertainty will be there. The temperature of the particular material or whatever it may be depends upon the time. It is unsteady state, right? Time and position both will be there. For example, at a particular time the temperature is 70 degrees centigrade, and after some time it is maintaining it 40 degrees centigrade everywhere. Everywhere it is maintaining 40 degrees centigrade. Right? That means with respect to time, the temperature is changing, uniformly changing. Uniformly changing. So we can go, if the problem is like this, we have to go for the lumped analysis. When an object is there, that particular object's temperature is maintaining initially 70 degrees centigrade. After 1 hour, I am measuring the temperature. It is maintaining at 40 degrees centigrade everywhere. At the same positions, it is maintaining the same temperature. Then I have to go for the lumped analysis or lumped heat capacitance. This is one situation. Right? Suppose the roast of some, let us say, whatever non-veg, in the famous book only I have taken this. So don't bother about this. Right? So while roasting, so the temperature at various places will be different. That will not be uniform. The outside surface, it could be in separate temperature. In another side, it will be separate temperature. Right? Like that, it will be there. Suppose even if you take your normal, what it called, puffs, veg puffs or whatever it may be. When he puts in the oven and gives you, the entire surface temperature won't be same. Outside surface, the temperature may be different, and another surface, the temperature may be different. In such cases, we don't go for the lumped analysis. The lumped analysis only is uniform change in temperature or uniform change in properties of that particular entire system with respect to time. That is called as the lumped analysis. Right? So these are, we go for the infinite solids and semi-infinite solid cases. Infinite solids and semi-infinite, we go for the Heisler charts and error functions. And for lumped analysis, it will be different. Right? So there is a small derivation here that is also little bit like a temperature profile of fins. Right? So that is the only equation here. You see, there are 3 types of unsteady cases. Right? So one is unsteady, one is lumped analysis, infinite solid, semi-infinite solid. How do we, whether the given problem is lumped analysis problem or not, how do we check? So based on the Biot number. This is the Biot number. Biot. Number itself non-dimensional, keep in mind. If the Biot number is less than or equal to sometimes, or less than, assume, less than 0.1, that is lumped analysis. You have to calculate the Biot number. What is Biot number? That need to be discussed, don't worry. If the Biot number is varying from 0.1 to 100, that is not a lumped analysis, then we have to go for the infinite solids and we have to use the Heisler chart. These Heisler charts are different for the plane walls, cylinders, and spheres. Plane walls, cylinder, and spherical objects. Right? Moodintiku mood different content. I will discuss also. You try to download today that data book. Right? Very easy. Next, semi-infinite solids. That is error function we have to use. That means semi-infinite solids mean where there is no possibility of calculating the Biot number. Then the problem is called as semi-infinite solid. Right? So that will be calculated with the help of the error function. That means some z value is there. So the function of z value we have to calculate. I will tell you that also. I will explain that problem also in the next session. Right? So these are the 3 cases in unsteady state. The lumped analysis is based on the Biot number, and the infinite solid also Biot number. When there is no possibility of calculating a Biot number, that is error function. Right? These are the 3 cases. Now let us see lumped analysis first, because this is the normal mathematical thing. Right? So these 2 figures are same. Right? Consider a body, solid body, which is having the time T0. Initially, it has some time T0, and T is equal to Ti, initial temperature Ti. The temperature is function of time because we are studying the unsteady state. Right? So the energy from the system to surroundings has to transfer. Right. So outside energy is, we know from this system to outside energy, the energy is being transferring in the form of convection heat transfer, or from outside to inside also we can say this as convection. ఒకవేళ ఈ సాలిడ్ బాడీ టెంపరేచర్ తక్కువ ఉంటే ambient temperature ఎక్కువ ఉంటే outside inside also, it doesn't matter, right? So we know that mCp delta T dt by d tau. The d tau means with respect to time we have to talk here. That is the reason now with respect to time, the temperature change with respect to time, right? So mCp delta T, we know that m is equal to rho into v. That is the reason I have written rho v Cp delta T. Then what is the minus here? That is important, right? So now I know that it is clear, HA into T minus T infinity is the convective heat transfer coefficient. No question. This is a solid, from solid this is the boundary, and here it is environment. The interaction will be from here to here, it is convection. No question at all. If it is T infinity and this temperature is some T, let us say T, right? T infinity and T. Next, according to the conservation of energy, whatever energy left by this body is equal to, will be gained by this environment. Whatever energy which is leaving from the body is equal to environment is gaining, right? That's the reason the E out is equal to Q convection. Out is equal to Q convection. And at the same time, if you can see here, so whatever heat transfer, this is the thing. Q is equal to minus rho v Cp dt by d tau, because rho mCp delta T within the body we already studied in our thermodynamics. That is not new thing. But what does this negative indicate? That is important, right? This negative indicates heat supplied to the system is positive, heat rejected from the system is negative. So from the system that this heat is being rejecting, so I put this as negative. At the same time, work done by the system is positive, work done on the system is negative. These are principles we have studied in our basics of thermodynamics. That is not new thing, right? So this is the equation. This is the equation, and these are the boundary conditions. T is equal to 0, T is equal to Ti. Keep this, keep remember this boundary condition, right? Now here this is d tau and this is dt and d tau. Both are differentiating factors, change in factor. Now we have to go for the analysis. See, according to this, I forgot to see this actually. According to this, I have written the equation, right? So it can be right like that also. Now go for the analysis. This is the terminology which we can use. Density, Y, V, C, H, T, everything is terminology is given here. Go through this. Tau indicates time here. In many textbooks, you will be taking differently. Capital T for temperature and small t for time will take, right? But here it has considered tau as the time. Tau as time. So don't need to worry about it. Next, I'm rearranging the above equation. What I'm doing, this dt and this side, this was hs into t minus t infinity. I brought this side. And whatever parameters which are there, I brought this side. This dt also, d tau also, I brought this side from the previous equation. From this equation, what I did, I brought this side, this equation, and I brought this entire term this side. Okay, so HAS by rho Cp, it becomes like that, and this is the equation. If you integrate both sides with respect to t, this is ln this parameter 1 by x dx. I got like this, minus d tau. D tau is tau only, integration. You will get some arbitrary constant. after integrating. After integrating, you will get an arbitrary constant, and we know that the boundary conditions, tau is equal to 0, t is equal to ti. Since we got one constant, so to avoid that constant, we supposed to substitute the boundary condition, right? Substitute t is equal to 0, this becomes 0, this entire thing. C1 is equal to, and t is equal to ti. In place of t, we can substitute ti. So C1 is equal to ln Ti minus Ta or T infinity. Ta indicates here T infinity, ambient temperature, right? Substitute this T1 in the main equation. This is the main equation. Boundary conditions also you have to substitute here. After retaining C1, you substitute this C1 here, so that this is the equation, right? So from here, I can write since ln T minus what is it called, ln T minus T infinity divided by ln Ti minus T infinity. I brought this side, right? And this is the thing. I left it because ln A by ln B, log A by log B, log A minus B, right? ఈ log అవతల వెళ్తే ఏమవుతుంది? Exponential. The basic thermodynamics, basic simplification, right? I brought all this side, ln log A minus log B. Sorry, this is minus, right? So it plus it, if it comes this side, minus ln T minus Ta minus ln Ti minus Ta, log A minus log B, log A by B. So this becomes the log ln A by B or log A by B. This was not there earlier, let us assume, right? If I take this ln this side, then that becomes the exponential. And this d theta is the temperature excess of this, and this is the initial temperature. Based on the initial temperature, that is the temperature excess. I can write this is like this, right? So this is the lumped analysis temperature equation, and then we have to just 10 more minutes because I have started lately. As we know, alpha, I said the thermal diffusivity starting at the start of the classes, thermal conductivity and thermal diffusivity I defined. So this thermal diffusivity will be helpful in unsteady state, I said, right? So we have to calculate jar the vinalika because ఇవి రాకపోతే మీకు మీరు ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేయలేరు, చాలా ఈజీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేయలేరు, right? Characteristic length, it is nothing but the volume of the solid divided by surface area of the solid. Volume of the solid by surface area of the solid, that is characteristic length. Why that characteristic length? I'll come in 2 minutes, right? So before that, we can calculate the characteristic length of plate. Alpha is equal to K by rho, so rho Cp already we have defined. Now we need to calculate the LC. LC is nothing but the characteristic length, which is the ratio of volume of the solid to the surface area. Right, for the plate, the volume is LBH, surface area is 2BH, right? Totally the characteristic length becomes L by 2. It is called a semi-thickness. We can call this a semi-thickness, right? Where LB and H are the thicknesses, thickness, width, and height. That means he has given L as the thickness. That is the reason it becomes thickness. Suppose if I has given the B as the thickness, then that becomes a semi-thickness, B by 2. So for plate, we know the geometries. According to V by AS, we calculated this, right? Similarly, for what it called cylinder, if you go for the cylinder, area, no, volume, phi RL. If this is a cylinder, or let us say cylinder with some radius R, and it has some height or length H or L, it becomes phi RL. 2 phi RL is the surface area. We know that 2 phi RL because we have used it, the most famous equation, right? After simplifying, you'll get R by 2. Again for sphere, 435 R cube volume, 4 phi R square, which we are already used, R by 3. Again for cube, L by 6. Like that, we have to calculate the characteristic length. Without characteristic length, you cannot do it anything. Non-dimensional numbers which we used here is Biot number. That Biot number is nothing but HLC by K. H is heat transfer coefficient, LC is characteristic length, which can be calculated with the help of this particular geometry. K is thermal conductivity of material, not fluid. K is thermal conductivity of material. In thermal conduct, in our case, conduction case, K is thermal conductivity of material. If you go to the convection, thermal conductivity of fluid, that is different. Don't get because the Nusselt number also is HL by K only. H is same, L is also same, but K is K fluid there in convection. I'll to avoid the confusion, I'm telling here itself. Right. So HLC by K is the Biot number. The definition of the Biot number is HLC by K. Right. So here LC we can calculate. If the Biot number is less than 0.1, I said that is lumped analysis. Next. So what is Biot number? It is the ratio of internal conduction resistance to the surface convective resistance. That is the definition, and significance here it is given. Right. If the Biot number is less than 0.1, as I said, that is lumped heat capacity. And it is the Fourier number. And another two non-dimensional numbers we used in unsteady state conduction. Those are Biot number and Fourier number. Unless you know these two, you cannot do problem. Right. So here, this is the Fourier number. Fourier number is alpha tau by LC square. Alpha tau by LC square. This Fourier number and Biot number will be given in Heisler charts. As we know, the HL by K is equal to Biot number, alpha T by LC square. LC square again characteristic length. Then we can get the what it called the temperature profile equation for lumped analysis. E power some HAS by K, something big equation is there in that place. We can write simply minus Biot number and Fourier number. In this equation. After simplifying, this part can be simply, it is a product of Biot number and Fourier. Right? So this is about the lumped analysis, temperature profile. And in the lumped analysis, there is again instantaneous heat transfer and cumulative heat transfer. This is the instantaneous heat transfer, rho V Cp into dt by d tau. Right? This T, if you substitute from the temperature profile equation, this is the thing you will get. And differentiate with respect to time, you will get this one. Like fins lo chesam in the same way. dt by d tau. The T is from temperature profile equation. Whatever we got the temperature profile equation in the lumped analysis. And at the same time, this is the instantaneous heat transfer. These equations won't be given in the data book. You're supposed to remember this. You must be in a position to derive. Total or cumulative heat transfer. If you integrate 0 to tau for this instantaneous heat transfer with respect to d tau, you will get the cumulative heat transfer. Right? Instantaneous heat transfer, after obtaining instantaneous heat transfer only, you can get it because you need to integrate with respect to this. That is the instantaneous heat transfer. This is a simple derivation. There is no much concept involved here. Simple mathematics, the habitude of doing simplification. Right? So this is the thing. And I'll discuss a small problem, one problem only, because all problems are easy. I tell you how to do this problem. Spare 5 more minutes. Anyway, the 5 minutes are there. Right. Can anybody read this problem? Anybody? $335. Can you read? Anybody can? Your students respond. At least respond.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Read the problem. Somebody read this problem. Just watch it and read it. Yeah, 315. Very good. Came forward. Right.
A 50 by 50 centimeter copper slab, 6.25 mm thick, has a uniform temperature of 300 degrees Celsius.
Very good.
Temperature is suddenly lowered to 36 degrees Celsius.
Yes.
Calculate the time required for the plate to reach the temperature of 108 degrees Celsius.
Very good. The properties are given here, right? So now, what type of problem it is in those three cases that need to be observed? It has a copper slab, right, which is maintaining a temperature of 300 degrees centigrade. That is the initial temperature, 300 degrees centigrade. It is suddenly lowered to the temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. Right? Calculate the time required for the plate to reach a temperature of 180 degrees centigrade. Rho is given, C is given, K is given, H is given, everything is given. The dimensions are also given. What is the problem here? It is a copper slab, means it is a plate. Copper slab means it is plate. The step one is you need to calculate the LC value. Step two is you have to calculate the Biot number value. Unless you cannot move forward. For any problem, you have to do this. If the Biot numbers are satisfying, then you use any of these two methods. If there is no possibility of calculating the Biot number, then you go for the third case. Right? I come here to the solution. For calculating LC, what is required? The surface area is required, the volume is required, the dimensions of this slab is given. Right? So this is the dimension. LC. If you remember the plate L by 2, if you remember the LC, directly you can put the L. What is the L here? Thickness. The thickness is given. This by 2. Directly you can get the LC value directly in that way also. But better to do by substituting the volume and areas. That is best way. After calculating LC, go for the Biot number. Calculate the Biot number. The Biot number is 7.6 into 10 to the power of -4, which is less than 0.1. So obviously there is no question at all. This is lumped analysis. This is lumped analysis. See, here it is given since B is less than 0.1. Right? And go to the temperature profile. The 36 degrees centigrade is the fluid temperature or ambient temperature. Ti indicates the initial temperature. Ti is nothing but initial temperature. T infinity is ambient temperature. This T is nothing but what? This T is nothing but it is a function of time and the time variation. Time variation. Right? And then either we need to calculate, you need to calculate here this temperature or time. And the time ichi temperature calculate cheyamantadu. Ledante ee temperature ichi time calculate cheyamantadu. That is the difference. So in this problem, what is asking you to calculate? To reach this temperature, what is this time antadu? That is the question here. Okay. So now, so all temperatures are given. EXP, H is given, area, surface area we can calculate from here. Rho is given, volume we can calculate from here. Cp is also given. The only thing is unknown. Unknown tau is unknown. The tau is calculated in seconds. That's all. That's all, very easy. If you know the LC, you can calculate the Biot number. If you know the Biot number, understanding a problem is important and applying. That is very important. See what we did here, very simple. If simply in this equation, with the help of calculator, we can do it. Varying time and temperature. Let us see the next problem so that you can understand that little bit elaborate. Do this problem I said, but let us see. Aluminum alloy. Again, it is a plate. At initially 200 degrees centigrade is suddenly quenched into a oxygen -853 degrees centigrade. Right? This is the fluid temperature. Starting from the fundamentals or deriving the necessary expressions, determine the time required for the plate to reach this temperature. initial temperature TA or T infinity, and this is T of tau. Same problem I have given, but the numbers have been changed, right? You try this problem. I given the solution also, don't worry. Same procedure, right? That is I'll share the PPT probably in the tomorrow. I'll share the PPT so that you can access this, right? A solid copper sphere. This is different, spherical object. See, geometry is also important. Simply LC I can calculate for any geometry means it is impossible. You have to see this geometry, then go for the LC. But initial at a uniform temperature of Ti, initial temperature is given, this one, the denominator section, right? Suddenly immersed in a liquid, whatever liquid is, the temperature is 50 degrees centigrade, this temperature, Ti, this two, Ti, right? The heat transfer coefficient is given, determine the temperature of the copper block at 5 minutes after immersion. Reverse. In previous case, he asked you to calculate the time. In this case, he asked you to calculate this temperature. If this time is given, 5 minutes, convert it into seconds. Right? But the thing is, the problem is there are two different cases here. One is the geometry is different. The second one is the question is different, asking you to calculate the temperature. Again, calculate LC. This is the LC. You can calculate with respect to R by 3 also will get, or simply after substituting this also you can get it. Biot number. If the Biot number is less than 0.1 only, you can proceed with this procedure. If the Biot number is more than 0.1, that will be discussed in the tomorrow's class. Right. The Biot number is less, so definitely I can use this expression. And this is given initial temperature, T infinity is given, and these need to be find out. This tau is given 300. Why this tau 5 into 60? We have converted into seconds. 5 into 60, 300. So you'll get the temperature like this. This is the way of doing the problems for lumped analysis. This is another case. This is also mild steel sphere. Right. So here the additional thing is again we whatever problem it is, instantaneous heat transfer is asking to calculate, total heat transfer is asking to calculate after 2 minutes. They are also after 2 minutes. Time required to cool the sphere from 550 degrees centigrade to 900 degrees centigrade is asking. These are the questions. Object is same. Here again we can calculate LC. After the LC, we can go for the Biot number for the confirmation. Right? This is the Biot number, which is less than 0.1. Don't worry. Right? Here Fourier number also need to be calculated because K value, I think K value is not given here. Let us see 1 second. K is given. H is also given. Right. So now you can use this equation also here by calculating Fourier number and Biot numbers because time is given. This is another way of approach, I'm telling. Right? So we can calculate the time. First question is asking you to calculate the time required. Second question, instantaneous heat transfer. Instantaneous heat transfer you can calculate using this equation. We derived that one. Right? So for 2 minutes, see here, for 2 minutes, instantaneous heat transfer rate 2 minutes after the starting of Q. Right. Next step. So this is about the second case. Third case is total energy. Total energy is nothing but cumulative energy. You know the QI. Based on this equation, you can calculate this one. Rho Vc into Ti minus T infinity d to the power minus Bi into F naught into 1. But the thing is here, see, be careful in this while doing this problem. The thing is, the Fourier number we have calculated using time here. Which time? This time, let us say. Right. So this is nothing but 720 into tau. But the Fourier number we need to calculate tau. These 2 minutes we have to substitute here. Then only I can calculate the Biot number and Fourier number. After 2 minutes, he is asking you to calculate the Fourier number. Right. Biot number is same. Biot number is not the function of time, but Fourier number is a function of time. This Fourier number will be useful. Right. So because we need to calculate the unknown factor tau, so I substituted here. But here also we can calculate this. We can substitute the same equation, but the tau is not this tau. The question itself after 2 minutes, 2 into 60, 120. So you need to substitute. Then we will get the another BI. Right. So in this way, you have to do the problem. You have to attempt the problem. In the tomorrow's class, I'll discuss the infinite solids and error functions. Those are very simple, easy if you are familiar with the usage of charts. Not I cannot say exactly tomorrow, but next class, in the next session. Right. So any doubts, any questions?
No, sir.
Right. If you don't have any questions, I'll end the meeting. If you have any questions, let me know so that I can clarify yourself. We have another class, so can you end this session? Oh, sorry for this, because right. Okay. Anyway, the lumped analysis is completed, and the remaining 2 topics will be covered tomorrow. And yeah, somebody's raised hand 367 80367. Is there any question? 367. No question? Okay, can I stop this? Okay, right. Can I stop the meeting?
Okay, sir.
Okay, right. Tomorrow, don't forget to download this data book. I'm ending the meeting now.